Hey guys, I really wanted to do a Friday Reads video on a Friday, but the way this whole time difference, daylight savings bullshit is set up, I cannot film when I get home from work. There's zero light, it's super dark, so I thought I would just do a late Friday Reads video. Even if it's late, who cares? So I'm reading 4 books right now. The first one that I'm reading is my buddy read with Bree and Tori. I'm almost done with this one, and I'll have their channels linked down below, and that's Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. This is a story about a young girl named Mary whose mother dies, and she's sent off to live with her aunt and uncle at Jamaica Inn. And her uncle right away is a super violent alcoholic idiot who is involved in illegal activities. And her aunt Patience, she's kind of, she's been abused for so long that she kind of has PTSD and doesn't really function. So Mary doesn't want to leave her, and so instead she grins and bears it. This is such a creepy, dark book. There's such an undercurrent of depression and despair and just bleakness. I think I've read like 3/4 of this book. At this point, I need something like a turn in the road. I need something different because this is super dark and depressing, and at some point I'm like, when is it gonna stop? So hopefully the ending is satisfying, but we'll see how I feel about it once I finish it. And then I'm also reading 2 books on my Kindle. The first one is Thrawn by Zahn, and I read his trilogy. I'll have a picture right here, and I really enjoyed it. I love his writing style, and I really wanted to pick up a Star Wars book in time for The Last Jedi. This is kind of like his backstory, how he became Thrawn. In Timothy Zahn's original trilogy, he's the villain, so I kind of already knew about him. I just didn't know his backstory, and so that's kind of what this book is all about. And I'm just really enjoying it. I really like Zahn's writing style. He can write a really nice battle scene, and he always has very interesting characters with some fun dialogue, so I am enjoying that. And I'm also reading a book for my offline book club, and that's The Holiday Swap. If you've seen the movie with I think it's Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet, if you've seen the movie, that's kind of the same plot that's happening here, just different locations and obviously different women. This is about 2 very unhappy women that decide to swap, I guess, locations and lives. I haven't really gotten that far into it. Not really my cup of tea, but I really want to discuss it with the girls, so I'm pushing on. And then I'm listening to The Fireman by Joe Hill, and this is kind of set in present world, but a plague has broken out, and there's this thing called dragon scale that people are kind of catching, and essentially your skin turns black and gold and you can combust and light on fire. That's the general premise, but there's just so much else happening in this book. The story centers around a woman named Harper. She has an asshole of a husband, and she ends up getting dragon scale, and her husband decides that she's dangerous and attempts to kill her, so she escapes. And when she escapes, she's found and taken to this camp of people that have kind of come together and are trying to survive. This is my first book by Joe Hill, and I'm really enjoying it. Even though The Fireman is kind of long, there's never a dull moment, and I love that. I also love the dialogue, and I love the different ways that the story is taking shape. So yeah, I'm gonna be listening to this one the rest of the week, and I'll probably be finishing that one early next week. My buddy read will finish this weekend, so then I'll be starting another buddy read next week with Hillary, and we're going to be buddy reading Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, so I cannot wait for that. But yeah, that's what I'm reading right now. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are reading, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.